basics of a scene. So the first thing you consider when you're tackling your scene, or writing your scene for that matter, is why do you need it? What's the purpose of that scene? And how will it move the story forward? Second question, what is the context of your story? What's the context of your scene, sorry? And either people are happy, either people are angry, or you have one guy who's angry, the rest are happy, or the opposite can apply. So that you also get the tone of how they're going to speak and the dialogue and such things. So that is important to develop your scene to the best level that is possible. So the next question that matters in your scene is where the character has been before and where he's going to go to, what will happen in the next scene. And it will come into perspective, especially when you want to unite your story, make it one wholesome family program. So for instance, if before he was in the hospital, the current scene would be, maybe he'd just explain or refer to what he was doing in the hospital. Maybe there's a relative who's in hospital, has been taken ill. Then the next scene would be, because we want drama, man, kill that relative. So the next scene would be that the relative is gone, dead. So that's a story already. So that will determine exactly what is in the current scene that you're writing. A little bit confusing, but I hope you get it. So the next question is, how, once you have the purpose of your scene, how does your character impact your scene? Maybe he's a guy who's just outlandish, doesn't even understand what is going on around them. So you have a character telling that the relative is in OC, then he's laughing, ah, ha, ha, ha. What did you just say? Or he's listening to something from the earphones. He doesn't get it. So that introduces a whole different angle to the scene itself, adds more drama, and makes the scene better, because your scene is all about drama, is all about conflict. What next? When you're analyzing your scene, yes, scene analysis, you have to know the conflict. I've already touched on that. And the opening and closing values. What kind of emotion was at the beginning, and what emotion are you achieving at the end? Personally, when I'm writing, especially at the stage where it's about step outlining. Step outlining is where you're determining how your scene will be. You're writing out your scene without the dialogue. You're just writing out your specific scene. I write down also whether the scene will be moving from angry to happy or from happy to angry, so that I keep that in my mind and make sure that I put it in the scene. If an audience isn't moved, the same way you move your character, your protagonist, from the beginning to the end of the film, in each scene also the emotion has to be tagged on. And this is what we call, what is it called? Tempo. The tempo of the scene, the pacing of the scene. How far are you taking your audience? From angry to happy, from what? Happy to sad. Yeah, it can be any type of emotion, so long as you're moving your audience along with you. Next thing would be, you're breaking your scene into bits, and that means that you are taking different actions, different small actions. Maybe somebody's mad. He's thrown his glassy across the room. And what does that evoke? What emotion does that evoke? That's a beat in the scene. So long as there's a slight change in emotion, that's that's how you break down your scene into bits and pieces. So you can really get the picture right now that your scene is like the cell of a body. That's how best I think I can put it. The cell, the human being is composed of millions of cells. So your scene is a cell in the body of your story. Yeah, that's philosophical, huh? Yeah, somebody should quote me. And that's the summary of how you break down your scene and see how best to bring it out to your audience and tell your story. After all, we're all about telling story, and that's why you're a screenwriter. If you're not a screenwriter because you want to tell a story, get another job. I need yours. And that's it.